They got Joe Crain, VXM launch party there. Ipswich, done now, boom. Ready.
I wanted to, you know, make a lot of money. I wanted to do all the things of my dreams, and it was a dream in prison. I woke up next to a person called Ghost, and his name is Face, which you don't know from So Solid. And I mentioned that to Face, and I said, boy, we're gonna go home and hopefully we're gonna be
I heard the poem and it touched me, and hopefully it will touch you guys. Yeah, she's come from all the way from London just to come here and speak to you guys. Yeah, so give a round of applause, yeah, for Lorna.
It's all well and said when it's not your life, and it's time for my decisions to reign supreme. For you to interfere, stamp your foot, and impel your thoughts on me. This I knew, so I dragged my feet back home. No longer did I have any pillars, and was prepared to endure this journey alone. I watched the tongue of my shoe lick the floor, and the laces tickle the curb. And with each drag, knowing that this routine was to be disturbed. No longer could they just get by and ride on their shoes sun deck, without chipping in and assisting with the whole sailing process. No longer was I to be the shoe that relied on the five-toed occupant to guide it on his path. No longer was I that being that just lived life for laughs. No, I was to acquire a label which I had not yet written on my forehead or worn upon my chest. I was to find my feet, start afresh as this thing inside me grew. Now this would be mine to mould and groom, and there was nothing they could do. I wouldn't give in this time to their narrow-minded thoughts. Get rid of it, you'll be held back, they said. Your life will be cut short. Mr. Hypocrisy was eminent. He was standing tall and strong. He wouldn't budge or bat an eye or admit that he was wrong. Forget everything they had taught me, to be focused and be proud of who I am, of what I do, and not give in to any doubt. Ha! This is what they preached, yet not what they showed. They doubted me, they had no trust, and that's what hurt the most. But I thank God for this chance and embraced the gift implanted in me. I went along with my instinct's choice and intrinsically was pleased. 40 weeks went by and every minute felt like 2. Every day meant a new adjustment, and it weren't just my belly that grew. My neck got fat, my legs got fat, my nose got fat, my toes got fat. My jeans didn't fit, my knickers had ripped as I started stretching them over my swollen hips. The stretch marks came, as did the shame of having them on display. I covered them up, I tucked them in, but they refused to stay hidden away. We come with the package, they shouted up as they spread themselves about. Not only on my stomach's face as my body is littered throughout, but scars mark an experience. All are unique in what they mean. And in my book of stretch marks, it goes on to read. This mother's strength is immense. Her determination allowed her subjugation over hurdles, ditches, comments from bitches, morning sickness and her ankles' thickness. The most important thing being shown is for her child's life this mother gave her own, regardless of the common stigma attached to the label of teen mother. Because to me it's part of the challenge to show everyone that I can manage. Not only that, but I shall flourish and hope for my success to encourage the elite few who have the knowledge to disregard their status of disadvantaged and use their own achievements to gain homage. This to me is the challenge. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I just wanted to come here today to tell you a little bit about myself and how my own experiences, the ones that society would class as disadvantaged or unfortunate, have actually helped me to excel and minister my self-development. I was only 17 when I had my son, and I got it from everyone. Don't do it, it's not the right thing, you know, you won't be able to do this or do that or achieve this. But I can honestly say that it's because of my son and that life experience that I'm standing here today with my story, because it's not easy. And in the media, we're bombarded with propaganda about young people who are not good enough, who are not smart enough, they're not tall enough, or their feet are too big. Yeah? And I'm just here to tell you today that it's up to you whether you accept these stereotypes or whether you challenge them. Okay? And that's exactly what I did.
Man who's travelled all the way from Plymouth to Ipswich to come and talk to you guys. Yeah? He has been through a lot, he knows about street life, he's proper streetwise, and he's turned his life around. And he's just come to talk to all the young men here, yeah, to show you what time it is and how you can turn your life around as well, because it doesn't always have to be that you follow the stereotype. So give me a round of applause for Joe Crain.
Hello. It's nice to be here today. Yeah, so my message today really, I can start off with the words fear, temptation and peer pressure. They were big parts of me, and all of us, we all become victims of this. You know, come up the alley, Joe, come have a smoke, bro. You know, that's me, sold my soul, selling drugs, getting on it hard. Music, let's party, let's be a G, but it don't last, man. It's not about that. Where I went next was the Lord. Started going to church, brothers introducing me to the Bible, and slowly the words feeding in and just putting that stuff down. You climb up, you know. Really, what I'm saying is, like, just use your faith, people. It's not hard. People out there and they want to listen. Just like I haven't got it made. I still make mistakes. I still go home, and I'm not here to preach. I didn't write anything down either, but definitely have come so far just to be here and be awake, able to talk like this. Like, I can't believe what I'm doing now, to be honest. I was scared to just speak to peeps in front of their face. You know, like, it wouldn't take me too long to just donk out. So, don't forget to pray. God will always answer. Big up Princess Trust. Big up Team Curtis. And stay clean, people. Blessed.
I had a vision of that. I wanted to build a crew. I wanted to, you know, make a lot of money. I wanted to do all the things of my dreams, and it was a dream in prison, and I woke up next to a person called Ghost, and his name is Face, which you don't know from So Solid, and I mentioned that to Face, and I said, boy, we're gonna go home and hopefully, like, we're gonna build a crew. Now 2 years later down the line, I set up a company called So Solid Crew Productions, and that was at the age of 18. I'm now 32, so that was like, wow, X amount of years ago. Way before anything else. And to tell the truth, I grew up with my grandparents. I never grew up with my mother. I never grew up with my father. I grew up with my grandparents. So there were some real strict rules. I went to church every day. I sang in the choir. I didn't have all the trainers and clothes that I wanted to have. You know, I felt real deprived at a very, very young age. So that's my mom's side of the family. My father's side of the family, they came from Grenada in the early 50s and 60s. Yeah, their mother and father, they came here earlier before them. So my grandparents left their kids in Grenada, yeah, to come here and achieve greatness. And they did, bought a house, went back, lived happily ever after, cool. Then the children came here, and my father set up a business. Now the reason why I'm saying these two things is because most people today grow up in environments and they look at their best friend, they look at the TV, they look at models, they look at rap artists, singers, everything outside of them to find out what they want to be. And I never look at anybody outside of me to find out who I wanted to be. I looked directly at my family. And if I didn't find that strong or powerful person within my direct family, I looked into my distant family, grandparents, granduncles, cousins, a lot of people that's passed away because in the early 50s, 60s, They could have been rich, they could have been famous, they could have been builders, they could have, you know, built parts of Ipswich, and it could have been done anything. So I just really wanted to know, and I found that in my family. So I set up a company, and I learned that from my dad's side of the family. And music came from my mother's side of the family. So I didn't really want to be a builder, or work and get my hands dirty, which my father was doing at the time. And you know, I didn't really, and I learned music from my family side, so I put the two together, and there you go, Soul Solid was born. And from since that day, yeah, I've decided to myself, hold on. A lot of people are inspired by what we do, a lot of people are inspired by TV, stage performance and that, but really, it's all about yourself. It's all about knowing yourself. And we'll find out, like, when you get a lot older, your teenage years, you want to have fun and do things. Early 20s, you think you're young still, whatever. As soon as you hit 30, you say to myself, right, cool, there's a little bit of, I need to get a little bit real with myself. So it's only when you find yourself, you realise, wow, all these friends at primary school who I thought I was going to be around forever, they're not here anymore. All the friends at secondary school who I thought I was going to be around forever, they're not here. Same thing with college, same thing with university. So your friends will come and go, but look at yourself. Every single person in this room has somebody in their family, years down the line, 50, 100, 20. Someone in your family, your bloodline, that has done some great things. Great things in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, or even the 70s, before you was born. And they did it without technology, without no internet, without no mobile phone, without cars, maybe as early without airplanes. And they achieved greatness. And if you're living today, in what, 2012? The world was meant to end, I thought, in 2000. That's what I thought anyway, old school. But yeah, we're in 2012 now, and if most people here can actually look at themselves and realize, wow, if my grandparents did that without all this information in my hands today, I should be doing a lot more or something ain't right. So, today's message to you guys is just look into yourself. You know, look into how you conduct yourself. It's another thing with me where I started to say to myself, all right, let me put common sense into action. I don't know how many people actually want to be rich. Everyone, who wants to be rich? Everyone wants to be rich? Oh, everyone just wants to have everyone just wants to have a good life. You don't want to worry about bills. You don't want to worry about rent, mortgage, cars, or anything like that, right? And really and truly, we never buy all these things or purchase all these things to ever worry about them. Right? So then I started to look into myself and say, who do I need to be in order to control these things? And just remember, hold up, did I get my Sky bill to worry about the bill at the end of the month? I got it to watch more TV. Right? So therefore, like, I started to change my own way of thinking. Because a lot of people around me didn't want me to think about money. It was like, oh, Mega, you're always thinking about money. You always want to do this, rare, and I said, ah, then cool, right? Some people say that's worshipping money, to tell the truth. Because not everybody really wants to be rich, but I'm just saying, like, I want to be rich, I want to be wealthy, I want to help my family, I want to see my friends do good, I want all of us to buy houses, live houses, and do everything they want to do in the world. So I want to be rich, right? And then, so they made me feel away. They said, Mega, why you like that about money? I said, all right, cool, let's put it another way. Well, we wake up every morning, you know, and we take care of our outside, you know, we do all that stuff. And we service our cars once a month or every 6 months or 12 months or so. If your phone breaks, you send it to the shop, right? You get it fixed, right? You do all that. If your laptop breaks in your house, you go there and you service your laptop, right? The TV breaks, anything that breaks, you go and service it. But then, we're not looking at ourselves. Every day we wake up and we're looking after everything but ourselves. We're servicing everything but ourselves. We're not servicing ourselves. Models, you know, workers, nurses, police officers, everybody, whatever field you're in, you're servicing more things outside of you than yourself. Okay, so if you put an unleaded in a diesel vehicle, it will not run. Right? Water into a TV, it will blow up. You'll have to service it, right? So I'm saying every day I started to realize these things. I said, if I continue to put anything into my body, anything, go on, let's just put a black bag and just pick up everything that we eat every day and throw it into one black bag and mix it around and just leave it there and see what happens. So then I started to think a lot more like that. Started to deal with myself, started to think about looking after my internal more. And that's where I started to pinpoint with this when I was with